Hello guys, good morning. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, The Explicit Tutorials, and my name is Dr. Joseph. In today's video, I'll be taking us PBB 111. I'm concluding topic called Pteridophyte, which are what? Seedless plants. Okay, in my initial class, I gave us the general features of Pteridophyte and the four divisions. All of those four divisions I treated too, so I'm taking the last two, and that will be all for this. Excuse me, that will be all for this topic. Now, the third class or the third division of Pteridophytes, I have that is number. I'll write number three. I'll write division. I'll write division. Pteridophyte. Yeah, you might be wondering that how come you have Pteridophyte as a topic and you now have division Pteridophyte again. Normally, you don't, as a topic, you call it was seedless plant. Seedless plant, that is the topic. Okay, now under those seedless plants, you now have four divisions, which are, we have the Equisetophyte, we have the Slotophyta, we have the Leucopodophyta, we have the Pteridophyta, and I think that those are the four divisions: the Slotophyta, the Lycopodophyta, the Equisetophyta, and what? The Pteridophyta. Now, these are the four divisions that we have. I said before that we treated two. Now we are treating the last one, the last two divisions, which are division Pteridophyte and division Equisetophyte. Now, this division Pteridophyte is otherwise called Filicophyte or Polypodiophyte. Alright, this division Pteridophyte is otherwise called Filicophyta or Polypodiophyta. Alright, please take note of that. Now, what are the features of division Pteridophyta? One, they have adventitious roots, and now these adventitious roots that they possess emanate from the rhizome. All right, they possess what? Adventitious roots which grow from the rhizome. Take note of that. And secondly, their leaves are called fronds. Please take note of that. Fronds. The leaves of Pteridophyte are called what? Fronds. And these fronds, they are the most conspicuous or attractive parts of the cell of the plant. They are conspicuous and ornamental. All right, they are highly conspicuous and they are used as what? Ornament, because of their beautiful what? Features. Another one, excuse me. Now, this group, which are the Pteridophytes, they contain the largest vascular bundles among seedless plants. Now, the seedless plants are actually the bryophytes and what? The pteridophytes. So, okay. Let me put it like this. They contain the largest. They contain the largest of all vascular seedless plants. That means, pteridophyte or pteridophyte, they have what? Vascular bundles, which means all of the four divisions: the Slotophyta, the Lycopodiophyta, the Equisetophyta, and the Pteridophyta. All of these fighters, the one that contains the largest is called what? The Pteridophyte, which are the ferns. Okay, good. These organisms, they are called what? Ferns. All right, ferns. Take note of that. Oh, which one again? They have leaves. We have the ones that are upper leaves, and we have what? Lower leaves. The upper leaves grow slower than the lower leaves, which means that the leaves at the bottom of the plant grow faster than the ones at the top part of what? The plant. That is what? The way their leaves grow. The leaves at the lower region grow faster than the leaves at the upper region. Now, this type of growth is called what? It's called cessinate venation. Cessinate venation is a type of growth in which the lower leaves of pteridophyte grow faster than what? The upper leaves. Take note of that. Now, in pteridophytes, I said these are the fans, right? These are the fans. Now, in pteridophyte, the upper leaves they roll up. They roll up to form a crosier. The upper leaves they will coil up, they will roll up to form what? A crosier. A crosier is a staff that a bishop carries, which means that this crosier that the upper leaves of the fence form looks like looks like that of what? The crosier that is staff carried is staff that a bishop carries. Okay, that is what. Please, crosier, formation of crosier by the upper leaves when they roll up is restricted to just what? The fence, which are what? The pteridophyte. Please take note of that. Now, of course, the pteridophytes they also have what? Cortex. They have cortex, and I told us in the initial class that this cortex, when found in the stem, they enhance what? Photosynthesis. That is, when they are found in the stem, they enhance what? Photosynthesis. But when they are found in the rhizome, they what? Store food. Store food. So please take note of that. So that is all about this topic. Now let us now look at the mode of what? Reproduction. What kind of, please, the leaves of pteridophyte are confrons and they are used as what? Ornaments, and they are highly conspicuous and what? Attractive. This group contains the largest of all the vascular what? Plants, okay? And these are the ferns, which are the gyropteres. Now, when the lower leaves grow faster than the upper leaves, such growth is called what? Cessinate what? Venation. Cessinate venation. Take note of that. I said the crosier is formed by the upper leaves when they roll up, and it looks like the staff that a bishop carries. And I said the cortex is made up of what? Parenchymal cells. And these parenchymal cells have a lot of chloroplasts, and therefore they can what? Photosynthesize when they're in the stem, and they store food when they're in the what? Rhizome. Please take note of that. Now, what kind of reproduction do they undergo? The gyropteres, what kind of reproduction do they undergo? Now, the sporangia, all right. The major generation here is what? The sporophytic what? Generation. Now, the sporangia, when they occur singly or in form of cluster, they form what is called what? Suri or sori. Sori is plural, while soros is what? Singular. Now, the cluster of sporangia, when there is cluster or when they occur singly, you call it what? Sori. Now, when this sporangia is found born in a leaf, that leaf that this sporangia is found is called what? Sporophyll. The leaf that the sporangia are found born is called what? Sporophyll. Take note of that. Now, since we've established that sporangia, when they occur in cluster, they are called sori. The leaf they are found, we call what? We call them sporophyll. And I told you that the sporangia, they form a spike at the tip of the stem called what? Strobilus. The spike these sporangia form at the tip of the stem is called what? Strobilus. Take note of that. Now, outside each sori, each sorum, let me use the word, each soros, sori is plural, then soros is more singular. So each soros is surrounded by what is called indusium. Indusium. So indusium is just like the protective coat that is found surrounding what? The sori. It's what? A protective coat. Indusium surrounds the what? Sori. Please take note of that. Now, the sporangia, they actually produce what? Spores. Alright, they produce what? Spores. Now, this spores has what is called annulus. You can say annulus is that part, the outer part of the sporangia. The spores are found in the sporangia or the sporangiophore. Now, the annulus, during asexual reproduction, the annulus of the sporangia will what? Rupture. It will rupture and what? Break. The annulus of the sporangia would rupture and break. As soon as it breaks, it releases what? Spores. It releases what? Spores. As soon as these spores are released, now the annulus will rapidly expand again. When it expands, it releases spores again, like continuously, speedily. Once these spores are released, okay, they are blown by wind. They are blown by wind and they germinate. As soon as they germinate, they form what is called what? The leafy gametophyte stage. They form what? The leafy gametophyte stage, which means that for these spores to be released, the annulus of the sporangia must be ruptured or must break first. As soon as it breaks, it forms what? It releases what? Spores. Now these spores, upon germination, produces what? The gametophyte what? Stage. And this stage, I told you, is always what? Haploid. It's always what? Haploid. Take note of that. Now, now, the gametophyte stage, which is haploid, it carries the male archegonia and the male arteridia and the female archegonia. Female archegonia, which is the male reproductive organ, and we have the male arteridia. Alright? This gametophyte stage, which is, okay, let me also say the leafy gametophyte, it carries the female archegonia at the upper parts of this gametophyte. That is where you have the archegonia, the upper part of it. Then while the arteridia is found at the lower parts of this what? Gametophyte. Now, the female archegonia will produce what? Egg or what? Ovum. And the male arteridia will produce what? Sperm or spermatoids. Spermatoids or antherizoid. Alright, these are what? Sex cells. As soon as this egg is produced and this spermatozoid is produced, there will be a fusion. The fusion of the egg or ovum with that of any of these is called what? Fertilization. Fertilization. Now, during fertilization, please, fertilization in the female gametag, I've taught us these things, so just play the videos for a better understanding. The gametagium of the female gametophyte has the ventral region and the neck region. Take note of this. Fertilization always occurs in the ventral region of the gametangium. Fertilization also, it always occurs in the ventral region and not in the neck region, which means that as soon as the egg, as soon as the sperm or anterozoid fertilizes the egg, all right, it will produce a diploid. Don't forget, it occurs in the ventral region. It will produce what? A diploid oospore. You can call it what? A zygote. Zygote is diploid, right? Now, as soon as this zygote is produced, or as soon as this diploid oospore is produced, it develops into what is called embryo. It develops into what? Embryo. Now, this embryo grows into what is into the sporophytic stage. You have the egg and the sperm. They fertilize, or the anterozoid or the sperm or the spermatoid fertilizes the egg in the ventral region of the female gametangium. As soon as it fertilizes the egg, it forms what is called what? A diploid oospore. A diploid oospore or zygotes. Okay, now this zygote form will now develop to produce what? The embryo. Now this embryo would develop to form what is called what? Sporophytic stage. Now this sporophytic stage form has what is called, okay, we now produce a sporophyll. I told that the sporophyll is a leaf that houses the what? The sporangium. Now this sporophyll now produce what? Spore mother cells. Spore mother cell. Now this spore mother cell will undergo meiosis. Alright. This spore, if I don't call it spore mother cells, I think I can also call it what? Sporanginoid cell. Sporanginoid. The sporanginoid cells of the sporophytic stage would undergo meiosis to produce what? A haploid what? Spore. So the spore produced through meiosis by the spore mother cells to produce what? A haploid spore. Please take note of that. This haploid spore produced on carries, that is, the cycle will continue again. So please, conclusively, I started from here. They will both undergo fertilization to produce what? Diploid spore, which would develop into what? Embryo. Now the embryo will grow into what? The sporophytic stage. Now this sporophytic stage will now produce what? Chlorophyll. And inside the sporophytic stage, we have the spore mother cells or the sporanginoid cells, which would undergo meiosis to produce what? Haploid spores. These spores are what? Haploid, okay? And I think that is for that. What are the species of these pteridophytes? Please take note. The sporophytic stage is always diploid. The sporophytic stage is always what? Diploid. The sporangia is always what? Diploid. But the gametophyte stage is always what? Haploid. Haploid, okay? The sporophytic stage undergoes what? Meiosis, right? It undergoes meiosis. I know that it is the sporanginoid cells or the spore mother cells inside here that goes what? This meiosis, please. Sporophytic stage undergoes meiosis to produce what? Haploid spore and not diploid spore. It is only during fertilization that there is formation of what? Diploid spore. Okay? And this spore now develop into what? Embryo. So, what are some examples of pteridophytes? Okay? Now we have, sorry for the noise. We have Pteris affinis. We have Pteris Felix Mass. We have Is it the Xanom Samatai? Samatai, and you have a Pteridium aquilinium. Alright, so these are the species under division Pteridophyte. We have two species of Diopteris. Diopteris affinis, Diopteris phoenix mass, and Diazanium. Okay, okay, yes, Samatide, then Pteridium aquilinium. Okay, now the last division is division Equisetophita. This division Equisetophita is also called what? Sphenophyta. Alright, this Sphenophyta is so you have the um so you have the Coelom. Coelom is found in this group, and Coelom is called what? Horsetail. It is called horsetail because the branches looks like the tail of what? Horse. Alright, the Coelom is called what? Horsetail because its branches look like that of what? The tail of a horse. Now these Coelom or these Coelophyte are also called what? Scoring rushes. Take note of these names. They're also called scoring rushes because they contain silica, and this silica is used as what? Abrasive. Alright, please take note of that. Now, the cortex of Equisetophite has an opening inside. At the middle of the cortex, you have an opening or airspace called uh, vallicular canal. Please, the airspace found in the cortex of Equisetophite is called what? Vallicular what? Canal. Vallicular what? Canal. Take note of that. Is there another point again? Is there another point? So please, the what's it called now? The production mode of these plants, they undergo similar mode of what? Reproduction. Now, the spores in the sporangium will be released. As soon as they are released, they produce what? The gametophytic stage. Gametophytic stage. Now, this gametophyte, I told you, always contains the male Arteridia and the female Archegonia. Now, the Arteridia will produce what? The sperm, and the Archegonia will produce what? Egg. Fertilization occurs at the ventral region of the female plant, like I said, to produce what? Embryo. To produce what? Embryo. Now, this embryo form will develop into uh, a diploid. Okay, no. Oh, fertilization. When fertilization occurs, it produces what? The diploid oospore, or called what? Zygote. As soon as this diploid oospore or zygote is formed, it develops into what? The embryo. The embryo develops into what? The sporophytic stage. Sporophytic stage. Now, the sporangia produces a terminal sporangiophore. All right. This sporangia of the Equisetophite produces a terminal what? Sporangiophore. Sporangiophore, that is where you have what? Spores. The spores here are found, which means that the the spore mother cells of this sprophytic stage will undergo meiosis. As it undergoes meiosis, it produces what? Don't forget haploid oospore. Please take note of that. So we have different species of Pteridophyte. We have Siloton avens. We have Siloton avens, and we okay. Equisetum avens, comma. We have Equisetum avens, Equisetum telmachia, and we have Equisetum Ayimale. Alright, so at this point, we call it a day. Thanks for watching and endeavor to subscribe.